Hey, buddies.
Hey, friends.
My camera looks weird.
Why?
I don't know. I think my lighting's probably not very good today. I feel like I haven't been on here forever. We were just doing this last week.
But it does seem like a really long week,
It really does.
even though it was kind of a short week.
Yeah, especially for you, you shammer.
Oh, excuse me.
All right, let's see. Let's see what card we pull today. Ooh. I think this is a new one also. Hopefully I'm speaking loud enough. I probably should have tested the recording again, but I think we'll be fine. So this one's Courage. It's got a little mouse with a super cape on. Says, no one is fearless. No one. But even though I'm not fearless, I am courageous. When fear shows up, I don't run away from it. I use my courage to conquer it. My courage allows me to walk right up to that fear and kick it in the nuts, then quickly hide behind someone bigger until it goes away. How fucking fitting is that?
It really is.
That's craziness. So I had to call Liz earlier today for all the viewers and listeners because I had to get things out before the show or else I was going to be in a completely different mood. But I'm good. I'm good now. Played a little bit of video games. I look like I have no product in my hair at all, but you know, it's fine. But yeah, I'm still waiting on orders. Imagine that. But I think did we talk about this on the show what my plans were to go travel? Yeah, so I told Liz earlier, I ordered a bunch of stuff and I cannot wait to start getting it. I'm super excited. I was supposed to get one today, but it's it's not here yet. Was that Rabbit?
No, it's the old man. I don't know what's going on in there. My apologies.
Oh, no worries. Let's see.
It's time for them to eat, so I'm sure someone's just not paying attention.
Oh, they changed it to arriving tomorrow. Boo. It's okay. It was just so I got like this basin that collapses and then you can use it as a cutting board, but also like when you obviously uncollapse it so I can like wash my dishes, like my one spoon and fork that I plan on bringing with me
I
and
love it.
my Jetboil. So I got that. So I'm also getting I got like those quick dry towels that go in like the little bag, some carabiners. Remember I was telling you how I'm scared of getting kidnapped and like I have like escape methods and things I'm gonna be wearing. So this thing that's coming tomorrow, it's a bracelet, and if you take it off, like you can like you like stretch one end of it and you fling it against the window and so you can shatter the window so you can break out. I'm also getting my little table tomorrow. The thing that goes over my window, so when I camp in my car, I'm also getting my mattress that goes it lays across the back seat, but it extends the back seat.
Yeah.
I'm getting my chair. I'm getting like all my stuff tomorrow. My marshmallow fucking pokers I'm getting tomorrow. I got a little scratch off map so I can scratch off all the places I go.
Fun.
I got a little survival kit that's got like an entrenching tool, a little hatchet, like all these little like survival stuff. I'm kind of excited about that. These little window sticker things that it's for the canopy that's going to go over my back hatch so that way I don't have to like tie it around my wheels. My book, I ordered the Project 369, the other one that you were talking about, that comes here tomorrow. A cool knife comes tomorrow. My hiking journal comes tomorrow. My tile, these biodegradable like baby wipes. Ooh. I want to make sure because in case I end up doing like some dispersed camping and have to do nature and nature, I want it to be obviously biodegradable.
Nature and nature.
And that's I'm gonna have a bunch of boxes tomorrow. Hopefully they put it in one or two. They're probably not.
But how fun would it be to have a whole stack of boxes?
I know, but like which one's in this one? and then the rest of it I think gets here on Saturday. I had to cancel a couple things because I had, like I said, I had a bunch of stuff in my list, and two of the things I ordered, really stupid. I really don't need it. Like the seatbelt thing, the seatbelt clip. So because Sheldon likes to go from the front seat to the back seat, and when he comes to the front seat, obviously my seatbelt thing goes off. So I bought one of those, but I had to cancel it and order from a different portion of Amazon because it wasn't going to get here in time. And then the basin, I had to cancel that originally because that wasn't going to get here till like the middle of February. I'm like, I'm planning on already camping by then. Like, what are you talking about? Got to get out of here.
Weird.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's my for the most part roll up of my week. Playing a lot of World of Warcraft. I have so I had to move offices. Um, Not even move offices because I don't have an office anymore. I'm now in a cubicle. Initially, I was in the center, like where the copy machine is, but like on the like closer to where
My old office
your
was.
old, yeah, where your old office was. And I was like, nah, I don't give a fuck because that's like Smalls had put it out there, but the one next to the copier machine, which would have been ideal. However, the copier machine is obviously hooked up to the internet cable that's there, and I needed the internet. So I went to that desk. I spent 2 days there, and I'm like, I can't fucking do it because everybody congregates right there, and everybody's walking, and I'm like, I can't fucking do it. So I started moving. I moved around the back corner, back where Sergeant Q's office used to be, and I'm in like the way back. And the major caught me. She's like, "Are you moving?" I said, "Yes." And she's like, "Why are you coming back here?" And I'm just like, "Fuck, man! Like, please don't make me leave." And so I explained it to her. I'm like, literally, everyone wants to have a meeting right there, and I can't with that, and people constantly walking. I'd like to have a little bit more privacy. And then, I hotspot my laptop and play video games or watch movies, which obviously I don't care because she had come back and she's like, "We watching?" I'm like, "Oh, I started watching this show called Why Women Kill." It's
Mm.
pretty interesting. I didn't know if I was gonna like it, but I had heard some good things and wanted something new to watch, so I was watching. Pretty good. Got Lucy
Good.
Liu. I don't know if you know who Jennifer Goodwin is. She played Snow White in Once Upon a Time.
Oh, okay.
Yep, she's in it. The next season, Lana Priya, however you say her last name, the one that played the Evil Queen in Once Upon a
Mm.
Time, she's gonna be in it. So I'm like, oh wow, it's like a reunion, but I don't think it's gonna be like that. I think it's gonna be completely new. So
Yeah.
I think it's like new stories the next season. So, but anyways, that's my long rambled roll up of my week, I guess.
Well, that's good stuff, though.
Yeah, just trying to stay positive. Kind of bummed out because I've been not sleeping very well, which means I'm not getting up early, so I haven't been working out. So I haven't worked out since last week, I think. But whatever. Not
Maybe
like I'm
would it
fat.
be?
Yeah. But I probably should like walk on the treadmill a little bit more, especially since I'm, gonna be going hiking. Did I miss something? Oh, okay. Because I'm really slow. Like I'm
Not
so
like I'm
fucking
fat.
tired. Yeah, it's not. I'm not.
I don't know why it made me laugh. Like, because the only reason you should work out is if you're fat. You're just so funny.
No, it's not the only reason. Make yourself.
It's just usually what motivates people.
Yeah. I typically work out because I want to be stronger, and
Yeah.
it does make me feel better. But I've just been kind of in a. I'm trying not to spiral down into that like slump. So I'm doing the little things that I can, like trying to make sure that I get enough sleep, even though I'm not. Um, Waking up. I snoozed my alarm for 2 hours the other day.
Ooh.
I could not fucking believe it. When I like woke up, I was like, my alarm was like started going off at 5:30. It's 7:30. I gotta hurry up and get to work.
I have to say, I've been pretty proud of myself recently for not doing that. I was always a big snoozer. I still snooze,
Mm-hmm.
but only for 15 minutes. Where, like, before, I was like, if I had to get up at a certain time, I was setting alarms like an hour or, before and still not getting up. And I think some of it's just finding the hours of the day that work best for you.
Yeah.
Because I won't even say that, like, oh, well, you have to go to bed at this time and wake up at that time, like, because it doesn't work for everybody.
Well, for me, it does. Like if I'm on a routine and I stick by it, because I used to get up at 3:30 every morning, and like I would maybe snooze the alarm once. And I'm not a morning person, but like I was so dedicated to working out that like and I was dedicated to my schedule. So I would be in bed by 8, asleep by 9, waking up at 3:30, on my way to the gym by 4
Yeah.
or something like that.
Well,
But
I'm just saying, like, that doesn't work for
yeah.
like my friend, for example. She kind of like beats herself up a little bit sometimes about like, oh man, really wish I would just like get up earlier. And I'm like, but that's not always for everybody, and
Yeah.
everybody has their own, like, what is it called, your circadian rhythm and
Mhm.
whatever. And so for some people it might be more like early as 10 o'clock,
Yeah.
some people early as 4 a.m., some,
Yeah.
whatever. But the 9:30, going to bed at like 9:30, sorry, I have like a headache right behind my eyeball.
Oh, that's the
um
worst.
some people go to bed at like, like for me, I get in bed by like 9:30, asleep by like 10 o'clock, and I'm up at like 5:15.
Mhm.
And it seems to be working for me. But I think the whole gym working out thing for me is because I have like a time that I have to be there.
Yeah.
Like if I were just going to a gym like a Planet Fitness or whatever, I don't know that I would be as successful with it,
That makes
because
sense.
like I don't necessarily, like, yes, I have to be there at a certain time in order to like go to work and all that kind of
Right.
stuff, but like if I don't go to this class, then I'm like miss my class.
Right.
So I think that's really helping.
Yeah.
But also just like the way I feel in the morning, like I don't feel tired, like I didn't get enough sleep, or you know what I mean, like fatigued all the
Mhm.
time. So I feel like maybe I found like a good
And that's kind of
time
my
schedule.
goal for like once I'm like done here. I'm going to talk to Sarah, the lady that I'm interning with, and try to work out like adequate hours to where
Yeah.
she's still getting her bang for her buck and I'm still getting mine without having to like, because I work better if I can like sleep until at least 8.
Yeah.
Like if I can sleep till 8 and then work out and then be at work by 10, or probably even obviously 7:30. 7:30 is a good time for me to wake up. So then working out by 8, um on my way to work by 9:30, then good to go. So hopefully I can work out something to where I work like 10 to 4 Monday through Thursday.
What are you, a
Only
bank?
I'm gonna try, only because like the plan is also to not just shadow her, but to start networking, because
Yeah,
there's like this guy that he trains. I don't remember if I told you this or not,
you
but he
did.
trains service dogs, and so I want to go hang out with him on Fridays. So we'll see. I think it'll get worked out no matter what,
Yeah.
and I'll be happy because I don't have to get up super early and sit and waste my life away in a cubicle.
Yeah, my husband and I were talking about that today, about how he works with a girl that's like a GS 12, like step 10. Like she's making some pretty good money,
Mhm.
and she's about ready to quit her job to go drive a gravel truck because she's just like over the office life.
Yeah.
And uh it just made me laugh because he was saying something about eventually he's going to have to go back to New York, if nothing else but to like go retire. And so he'll have to be there for, depending on what happens, um a period of time. And I was like, well, depending on what happens with me, I might be a school bus driver and a Pilates instructor just trying to like pay the bills or something. Like, oh, so he was telling me about it. But my friend was also saying that she was listening to a podcast, um and I can't remember what the podcast is about, but the lady was talking about that in November of 2022, like some like 4 million people quit their jobs.
Oh my
Now,
god.
it doesn't say if they like quit and picked up a different profession or like,
Mhm.
just made like a career change, but even still,
Yeah. Even if you
like,
like take just like a percentage of that maybe you already had a new job and then the rest were like, "Man, fuck it. I'm just going to go, I don't know, whatever
be
people do without a job, be
right.
homeless."
I don't know.
What I'm about to be here soon.
But I thought that was interesting because I was like, we talk a lot about like um, people waking up and things like that. And it just makes you wonder if that's like those pool of people that are like, I don't want to be in this rat wheel anymore,
Yeah,
It just kind of,
I think that's kind of a comforting thought because too many and this is we've talked about this before, like the way I feel about work, like we literally work to die, and that's not okay. Like we should not. I think us as a society, even as a world, I mean, I don't know what other countries do, but I think we would be so much happier and more productive if we did 4 day work weeks. Like
yeah.
I truly believe that because like I mean, look at how we are when we have our 4 day work weeks, or even 3 day work weeks. But I know that's pushing it. It's just the problem is like greed. Like businesses aren't going to be like, well, I'm still going to pay you, $15 an hour, even if you don't make that 40 hours a week type of thing. And it's like that's shitty, but whatever. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I
If
get it.
if only I ruled the world, we would get rid of money and just do everything off of like normal trade. Like, oh, you want some potatoes? Okay, well, I need some eggs.
Yep. Well, and like that's the thing about money, right? Like it has uh kind of lost its point. In what I mean by that is that money started as what? Rocks, jewels, things you pulled out of the ground that were shiny and like hard to come by, right? And then or we traded services or like you said, eggs for potatoes, whatever, and worked more there was more togetherness in it, right? So like and there was more neighborliness to it in the sense that like let's say the neighbor next door is getting old and having a hard time harvesting a crop or whatever, right? Then like people come together because it's just as important for them that that crop get harvested because like that's the town's potatoes or
Yeah.
whatever. And uh money was just a tool to barter with.
Hmm.
So it was like, hey, I don't have any eggs, but I still need potatoes. Here's some money,
Yeah.
you know? And I don't know. I just feel like you said, it's just become like this thing where now it's just greed and there's always been greed, but like we've like lost touch with just like
Basic humanity.
ugh, it's sickening.
Yeah. I think
But
I think I would thrive in a time period like that. That's why I want to build a compound. And then like people come and you have to have like some kind of a skill to contribute to the
sure,
community.
sure.
I don't
But
know what
like
it's going
then
to
you
do,
can
but
kind of see where those so now you see all those like uh compounds that have been infiltrated because somebody lost their freaking marbles and now they need to be king and like we need a leader and like I
well, I
will
would be
be
the
at the top.
leader. I would be the leader of the compound. I'd be the king. You guys are my royal subjects, and I'll make you lords and ladies.
But yeah, so I mean I think that there's a fine line between because I'm sure some people like think about what we're talking about and they're like, oh, that sounds like a lot of work. But like I feel like there's a fine line, and I feel like we had it at one point, and that line being um, living a simple life but having some conveniences, and now we just pay for convenience.
Yeah.
I told you about the show I was watching, right? I think we talked about it last week, where it was the show 1923. It's like a big Yellowstone show. If I didn't, I'll
Yeah,
just
I don't remember
remind you.
I don't
So
remember if we talked about, but I know what show you're talking about.
in the show, they go into town and they're just walking around and there's a guy selling electricity. And because they're getting ready to like pave a road out into the, further out in from town or whatever. So selling electricity. And the same company that sells the electricity rents refrigerators and washing machines. And anyway, I won't like get into all everything, but the one of the characters says to the guy, but why would I buy that? And he was like, well, so that you have time to do other things. And he's like, what other things? And the guy's like, I don't know, you'd have time to do other chores or take a leisurely day. And then the guy's like, yeah, but now I'm working for you instead of me.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm working to pay you for these things. And I don't know why that just hit me like a ton of freaking bricks, because I was like, that's all we do.
Yeah.
We work to pay for all these conveniences, right? Now, there's some things that like I would rather not go without, like electricity,
Mm-hmm.
right? Even if it's just to turn a freaking light on in a room, right?
Yeah, candles.
But like, yeah, but have you ever tried to operate it in your house when the power goes out? It's so annoying. But like,
Well, you got,
so
I
there
mean,
are,
I had flashlight because like we just lost our power on New Year's Eve. I lost power,
oh
and
no,
I was sitting here for hours. I mean, I just sat on my couch and watched football because the football game was on. But yeah, we lost power for a few hours, and then Tennessee, I lost power for 3 days.
no way.
Yeah, 3 fucking days. I was like, oh my god. So yes, it is annoying. Not necessarily the lights, but what was annoying was like I had no hot water. I
Yeah,
couldn't cook on my stove,
right.
But like there's other things that you could, so I don't have to pay the man, like electricity.
Yeah.
I think it's such a scam. Like so we got into this debate. And I'm really not trying to bring politics, but me and from my other show, Bill, we were talking about like should we have to pay for like the necessities? And I said no. I do not think that we should have to pay for electricity and water and gas. I'm really sorry about that. I
My
got like
friend, I
this
really thought you were gonna throw
I
up.
no, I got like this really weird burn in the back of my throat.
Ew.
It was weird. But anyways, then he was like, "Well, what about internet?" And I'm like, "Internet's not a necessity, it's convenience."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, people in their jobs, like that's a job, but it's still a convenience. Like you do not need, if it doesn't fulfill your basic human needs, then because like I think property tax is bullshit. We shouldn't have to pay to live where we were. It's not my fault that I was born on Earth. Like I
Right.
shouldn't have to pay to like property tax. Like I pay for the house. I shouldn't have
Yep.
to pay an annual tax or whatever for
Right.
that
And you want to
land.
charge me like a sales tax on the purchase of a home, fine.
Right.
But then once that's done and once I've paid for it, it's mine.
Yeah, and you shouldn't have to pay any more taxes after, like outside of like prop or the sales tax. I don't think
Yeah.
you should have to pay any more taxes. Like, oh, you got to pay land tax. What the fuck? Like, it's there's so many ripoffs that go on because of greed, and I
Hmm.
really wish that we could like reset and go back to more simpler times, and I would be okay as long running water. I definitely want because I don't like going into like outhouses. Like it's really fucking gross, and it makes me throw
Well,
up.
and then again, it's cold and it's because like you're not heating that all the
Yeah,
way out wherever it is. And
yeah,
I'm not like right now, it's not that cold. The thermometer says it's not that cold outside, but it feels fucking cold outside.
yeah.
And I'm not walking out there to take a pee.
No.
My
But
bladder will just explode, or I'm peeing in a corner somewhere. Like,
yeah, I mean, after after my adventure, especially if I do some dispersed camping, I might feel differently.
well, here's my thing, right? Can you do it? Sure.
Hmm.
I've lived in many, many austere environments where you just suck it up, buttercup. But you
Yeah.
know how I got through it? I knew it was temporary. And I knew at some point I was going to go back to my running shower that was hot.
Hmm.
So, yeah, there are some things that like may be non negotiable at this
Yeah.
point because we know better.
Right.
But, it just, yeah, it just really hit me. And I was like, God, that's like real facts right there. And it
Yeah.
was just like things are the way they are, and they're,
It'd be better if you had an option.
but
Also.
now you see why people go off the grid.
Right.
I guess is like the
Yeah. I mean,
conclusion
and
there.
I would I
The
would
only
love
part of
to
it.
like go off the grid, but I just don't know if I could. I'm not a very good gardener. I don't think. Like, I don't know if I'd be able to grow my own stuff and hunt. So like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
meat would be my biggest thing. I think I
Yeah.
could figure out the plant thing. It
Yeah, I
might be
think I
rough at first,
yeah, but
but
the
like
meat, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know
if
if I
you
could
got
do that.
hungry enough, I think you'd probably figure it out.
Yeah, probably. I
But
probably
yeah,
would.
like there's a guy that I work with. He raises bunnies, and I was like, "What do you do with your bunnies?"
Oh no.
And he's like, "Well, some people buy them as pets." He's like, "But mostly I sell them for meat." And here's the thing, right? Everybody gets to that point where you're looking for a side hustle because you're just looking for like an extra couple bucks. That's like one of the things that comes up a lot is to raise rabbits because the overhead on them is like very low. They don't
Mhm.
eat a whole lot. They don't take up a bunch of space. And like you sell them for meat. I guess apparently people buy them. So
Hmm.
he says that when his I don't know what they are. They're not a flock. They're not a herd.
A burrow?
I don't know. But when his group of bunnies.
What's a group of bunnies called? This is gonna bother me. I think it's a burrow. No, that's where they live.
Yeah.
What is a group bunny? A fluffle. Oh, that's cute.
A fluffle?
It's a
That's what
fluffle.
I'm saying. How do you kill and eat something that's called a fluffle?
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's so cute.
um, and when his fluffle gets too big, um, he just eats them. And he was like going into the whole process of how he does it. And I'm like, I'm gonna stop you right there. I don't think I could kill a bunny.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like watching shit, what's Alone? That survival show Alone. And I'm like,
Hmm.
"Oh, I could do that. I would out survive everybody." But then I'm watching them kill the animals. I'm like, "Okay, maybe not. I don't know if I could kill a rabbit." I think if it really came down to it, like
For
that
sure.
literally survival, like I have to, then I could.
Yeah.
But if I could like fish, because there's usually sometimes fishing areas in these
Yeah.
shows, like I could do that. I could kill a fish, no problem. I guess I don't know how to
Isn't
really.
that terrible? It's like, I'll eat a fish. Fuck a
I'll,
fish, man.
yeah, I'll kill a fish all day. That is really fucked up.
When you got this little like
Yeah, a little. He's
nose,
like,
like he showed me pictures. They're adorable. These little black and white California and something or other bunnies. And I'm like, wow, that's a whole nother psychopath right there.
yeah, I don't think I could do that. A fluffle of bunnies.
Yeah. Anyway, and the thing is they reproduce pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So uh you kind of have this like constant stream of income. And I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I mean,
But
I
anyway,
think I think I'd be able to sell them. I don't know, I'd probably get attached, but I think I would be able to like raise them and sell them
sure,
because like
but
I'm
you'd
not
have to
there.
be really like, I don't want to know what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you have
Yeah.
people that feed them to their giant
Oh
snakes and
no. Oh no. Oh, yeah, you just ruined it. Yeah,
but
making me
anyway, I
as
do.
sad
I
as well.
think that I think about that sometimes now and I'm like, you look around at the stuff, that you have and uh I've been doing a lot of that lately.
Mhm.
When I look around, I'm like, nope, it's gotta go. Like I don't need it anymore. I
I
think a lot of it is because I don't really have a lot of space, so it kind of forces you to like purge like that. But also too, I have always been like, oh well, I'm gonna need it. And there's been a few times where like I had all those dog crates from when we moved here, and I wound up giving most of them away because I just got tired of looking at them. I just put them out by the road and people took them. But I ran into an incident where I needed a crate, and I was like, crap. But I was like, nope, not gonna go back to that mindset of, see, I knew if I got rid of it, I was gonna need it.
yeah.
I'm like, well, it is what it is. And I had another one lying around anyway. Uh, but like I'm done with that kind of, it's a fear mentality
Mhm.
of, oh well, let me hold on to this because I might need it in the future, and you've been holding on to it for 5 years and never used it. And you know
Right.
what, if in the sixth year or the fifth year and one day you needed it, whatever, either go get a new one or rent it from someone or borrow it, or figure out something else. But um yeah, I've been doing a lot of like just chucking shit. Either
Yeah.
I donate it, or if it's not serviceable I throw it out. Like it's bad, the amount of stuff, and I think we talked about this a little bit, when you were talking last week about moving offices and stuff, and about how we get really attached to things,
Mhm.
and it's like, why? Like, I'm looking at a wall of like, a bookshelf right now, it takes up the whole wall, and I'm looking at some of the books that are in them, and I'm like, "I've literally never read that. I don't even know where that came from. Why do I have that? Why do I have it?"
Yeah.
You know? So
That's kind of the mindset that I've been having lately. Like I have a lot of shit that I want to get rid of. And like one thing that I would really like to do, especially with things changing the way that they are, I would love to just buy like maybe an RV and just have my essentials. Like my PC is obviously an essential. Like I have to have my PC. Um and then just get rid of everything that, but that's, it's going to be really hard because I have a lot of sentimental things. Like that's where I struggle, because it's not that, oh, I think I'm going to need it. It's a lot of the stuff is, it's sentimental to me, you know, like my Minions cup. Like one of my soldiers got that for me.
That's
You know what I
adorable.
mean? So I have
But
like,
we went through cups too because we had people. We had the same thing. We had this like menagerie of cups, coffee cups.
mhm.
People get one, or you get it from somewhere or whatever. And it was like, how sentimental is this to you? Can you just look at it, remember the day, and like let's let it go? We use 2 cups. We have 50.
Yeah.
We never have 50 people in this house. So like, why do we have all these cups?
That's like me. It's just me, and I have all these coffee mugs, and I use mainly to get
Your favorite
rotate.
ones, yeah.
And it's not that they're favorites. It's just when I wash my dishes and I put it up, like it's the first one I grab. So
Yeah.
I need to start rotating because I have a lot of like really cool coffee cups. So
Yeah. And so it's like, yeah, I'm like to the point where it's like I don't even like want to buy stuff anymore. It's like when you go to buy it, it's like you literally sit there and go, do I need this or do I want this? And to buy things you want sometimes, is okay. I'm not saying don't treat yourself, but like, what is it? Is it going to wind up just being junk in your house somewhere?
mhm.
Like, you know, I have a lot of just stuff. Why do I have all this stuff?
Yeah. It's so funny that
Because
this
you
is
just look
like,
around and it's like, it's just stuff.
it's funny that we're talking about this because I was just talking to my dad and I was like telling him, you know, like my different plans. Like if I don't get the orders in time, like what my options are. I'm like, I really don't want to move my stuff. Like I got a lot of stuff. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I have so much shit. Like, why do I have so much shit? He's like, well, Jen, it's 20 years of, you know, getting things. And I'm like, yeah, but like I have shit that I don't need. Like I don't need it at all. Like, why do I have my report cards from elementary school? He's like, well, I still have mine. I'm like, it's sentimental shit, but like, why do I have it? And he's like, yeah, like that ugly pink alien thing that you have. So in high school, we had a what's paper mache?
Uh-huh.
That, I think, yeah. And we had to make like these alien things, and mine turned out so fucking cool. Like that's why I love it. Like he's a surfer dude, and he legit, like he's got a surfboard. The surfboard's like perfect. He had like even the strap that goes around the leg. There was like seaweed that was coming off the surfboard, and he's like surfing, and he's had like big teeth and a tongue hanging out. Like he's awesome looking, but a mouse got to it, and like he's missing some fingers and toes, but like I still have it, and I'm like, I don't know, Dad, like I need to get rid of it, but I think what I need to do is like take a really cool picture of it, and then I can like put it on my wall, because then it
Yeah,
won't
so
take up
that's a
space.
thing that I saw. They advertise it for like kid art, because the same thing. I got a file folder full of like stuff the kids made me at like one point. Anyway, that's what they do. They take like a cool picture of it or whatever and they turn it into a book.
Oh,
And
that's a
so then
great
you can just
idea.
like flick through the stuff and
Shit that I
remember it.
never look at now. I just I'm
Yes.
just, you know, have the
That's why I'm
comfort of
telling you, like, I just got to that point where I was like, thank you. I appreciate this thing that they made, but like the especially now because my kids are teenagers, right? They could care less that I have their artwork in a folder. And they're
Mhm.
like, oh my God, mom, why do you have that?
Well, now, but like later on they'll be like, oh, that's
And then
cool.
like uh I just am like, I just throw it out. I'm not gonna hoard all this stuff anymore. Like I have a hope chest and I opened it, right?
Hmm.
And I think I told you about this, but it has some stuff from high school, like my senior yearbook and my cap, and like, all right, fine, I'll keep it, whatever. I'm up to a point now where I'm just like, whatever. But I kept it. But I opened it and I had like a box for a cell phone from like 2000. Okay. Like I don't even have the phone anymore. but I had the singular bag and the whatever, and there was just like junk in there. And then there was like some photos that were worth keeping, but like some photos were like, do I really need this photo of senior skip day where we were all like completely wasted? No, I really don't. Like, got it. It's in my mind. All right, chuck it. Like, I'm not carrying around like all this stuff. Like, and it's nice sometimes. And then it's really funny, like what you don't even realize that you're missing. So, like, I had some stuff I think on my dresser. So we're getting ready to do the floors in my bedroom. And so we were moving the furniture out of there. And there was like, I don't know, some clothes that fell behind there. Went in a donate bag. I didn't even look at them because they've been behind that dresser probably since we moved in here, where just when we were moving it got thrown. And I was like, and I haven't missed it. I don't care what it is. It's going in a freaking donate pile. Because the second you look at it, you're going to be like, oh, well, you know, it's not something useful that I was like, oh, dang, there that thing is. I've been looking for that. My life's been so hard without it. Like, why do I have 6 sets of sheets for my bed? Because you know what I do with my sheets? I take them off my bed, I put them in the washer, and I put them back on the bed.
Yeah.
So now I just have a closet overflowing with sheets and blankets that I literally never use. So my husband wanted to buy new sheets the other day, and I was like, then you got to throw something out because I'm done. I'm not having overflowing closets worth of junk anymore.
Yeah.
You know? And like, it's freeing. It's a little bit weird feeling to like part with your stuff, but like, I do find some comfort in being like, hey, man, thanks for serving your purpose.
Yeah.
You've done well. Like,
I didn't really do it because I did get rid of some stuff. Like I've been slowly working through the house, and one of my art projects, I actually used to be really artistic and like really good at art. Like I don't know, at least I
we
thought it was.
still are really artistic. You've just kind of gotten away
I
from
mean,
it.
yeah, but like, so I don't remember what the project was, but it was pretty much like you had to like put things like about you and then draw pictures and like, you know, I drew a picture of my, like, you had to draw a self portrait. So I drew a picture of myself and it was like divided in half. Like, it was a cool, like, little poster board. And like, I didn't even really look at it. And I'm kind of mad at myself that I didn't like at least take a picture. But like, I threw that away. I had posters like from way back in the day, Michael Jordan posters. It's probably worth money. I threw it out. I threw it out. I didn't even think about it. There's I used to run cross country, and so I don't know if every hometown does this, but like ours did. If you were in a sport, then like I don't know if my dad made it. I don't know how he ended up with it, but like you'd have like these signs that you put out in your yard that, you know, show your kids in sports or whatever. My cross country shoe, threw it out. My basketball something, I think it was basketball, threw it out. And I'm like kind of mad that I didn't take pictures of it, but I'm like, it's literally just sitting in my closet. So I think I'm kind of in that space where like I can get rid of the things, but like I need to do more I guess do it more consciously instead of like just throwing it away, like actually take pictures, because now I'm like, no, I kind of miss it. What
well,
did
you
it look
could,
like?
yeah, you could take a picture or like, I see my thing is that I never look at my pictures either.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
then I
that's
just
true.
have
I
all
got
these.
tons of photo albums that I don't look at. But
So I
the
just
way I
kind of
see
like,
it with photos is like if I ever,
sure,
get married
yeah,
and have kids, then,
sure,
they got
or whatever. You have some proof of it at whatever point.
it's not even proof. It's because like, like growing up, like we used to like looking at pictures like grandma and grandpa and like things that they
Yeah.
did when, and how the times have changed type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think of it in that aspect. Like if I ever have a family, then like they have something they can look at. Oh, look at mom. She had weird bangs, like I
Wait,
have a tote full of my stuffed animals that I had growing up, and I will not get rid of them because I'm like, whenever I have kids, like I'm gonna give it to them because I love them. Like I have my favorite was you remember Puppy Pounds?
mm-hmm.
So it was a Puppy Pound dog, but like he turned into a superhero. So like you pulled the cape out of his back, his eyes flipped over, his ears flipped out, and
Mm-hmm.
then things flipped over his feet. Fucking love that thing. Don't want to get rid of it because I want my kids to have it. If I ever have kids. I'm almost 40. Oh, ruined my life.
Don't say that. You're right where you're supposed to be.
I am right where I'm supposed to be, and our like I said, our conversation earlier was really good, and I mean, all this is like, I just love this cleansing theme, I
Well, what
guess.
I think is funny is it wasn't intentional. It was just a rant that I was going on, but it does go kind of back to the courage card from the beginning in the sense of uh when we don't want to let go of things, it's usually from a place of fear. Now, sometimes, like with the sentimentality stuff, right? A lot of sentimentality comes from what? We hold on to it because we're afraid we're going to forget. That's what sentiment is, right? Is like we hold on to things from, times in our lives that are no longer, it's in the past.
Hmm.
So, and no longer available for us to just go there. Or, it's not like you could just like jump in a time machine and go back there whenever you want. So we hold on to those things. And I think that's why like some of the stuff from like my hope chest and like some stuff was easy for me to let go of because that's not a, who I am anymore. And it's not who I want to be anymore. And so it was like, hey, cool. That was fun at that time,
Yeah.
you know? But it serves no purpose in my life now. And I think that's where it was kind of easier for me to like cut some of the strings to stuff. And also like some stuff that I hold on to is like more of like a poverty mindset, right? I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to replace it. Or I it's kind of not like a great way to phrase it, but it still is, and it's still I mean, a poverty mindset is also a fear mindset, and it's a fear or a place of lack to where we don't feel like we have enough, or I can't do this or I can't do that. And I'm just like in a different place now where it's like I don't need to hold on to this ratty pair of boots to be my lawn mowing shoes.
Hmm.
I have 5 pairs of lawn mowing shoes. Not every pair of shoes gets to be, you know, moved down to the lawn mowing shoe. You know what I mean? Like you only have one pair of feet.
Yeah.
So not to say that there aren't different shoes for different things, but you know what
Right.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Um, and just kind of framing that in a way that like you will always have what you need. So there's no need to hold on to shit you don't need anymore or that doesn't serve you. So if there's, and I'm kind of a not a superly sentimental person, so it's probably really easier for me to like let go of things and like your puppy pound thing. That's great. That's really not so much a sentimental thing as it has a future purpose.
Yeah.
So you're waiting for it to serve its purpose in the future,
Hmm.
not holding on to it because of things from the past. So
Yeah.
like I think that's a little bit different and actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Um but I don't have a lot of things in my house that are serving any kind of a future
Yeah.
purpose. So uh
And
it's
maybe
just
that's the
nice.
mindset I need to take when I start like really deep diving into my
Does this serve
stuff.
a future purpose?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And that was something else I don't remember where I read it or I heard it, whatever. Uh but it was saying that everything, as we know, is made up of energy, right? And things like to serve their purpose. So, like the coffee cups that you have in the back of the cabinet, they like to serve their purpose and they're not serving the purpose. So, when you donate them, right, and then someone buys them, and then now they get to be actually used for their purpose.
Yeah.
So, that was something else that kind of was a bell that went off in my head was like I'm holding on to these things that aren't serving their purpose at all. They're just collecting dust and that's not what they're meant to do. So I have my moments. Don't get me wrong. I'm not all
Yeah.
like, okay, well, nothing matters and you just throw it all away. There's times where I'm like, fuck it, check it. My husband's like, you sure? I'm like, just get in while the getting's good. If I can check it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm like, no, not that one. I'm not ready for that one.
Yeah.
I need some time with that one. you know? And so, you do it whenever you're ready, but like it's so freeing not having like the clutter or like the overflowing drawer that won't close because there's too much shit in it. And it's like, why? Why is the drawer so full? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of the time you'll go through shit and like when we were moving the dresser, I'd take the drawers out and I was like, ooh, I really need to go through that drawer. I don't even think I've opened that drawer in 6 months. Now, if it's summer clothes, fine.
Yeah.
But like, I know there's a lot of things in there that I like. Like, I have a shirt. I like it. I like what it says. It says, sorry, I can't. I have plans with my horse. I love it. It's so fitting,
Hell yeah.
except for it doesn't fit. And I
Oh.
keep holding on to it, hoping that one day I'll be that small. But like, so that was one of those things that like I wasn't ready to get rid of it because someone gave it to me and it really meant a lot to me. And I'm gonna have to figure out something else to do with it. Turn it into a pillow
Yeah.
or
I have
sew
a
it
lot
onto
of
the back of a
shirts.
jacket or something.
Yeah, I have a lot of shirts that I need to do that too. Like I have one that I had to I have a lot of shirts that I had when I was in high school. Like I have a lot of my cross country and track shirts that
Yeah.
really don't need, but I have one shirt that I've had since I was a little kid. And I can't remember what it says, but it's like daddy's little girl or something and it's got like motorcycle riders on it or something. I don't remember exactly what it says, but it's in my drawer somewhere. And I'm
Yeah.
like I've had that for so long like, you know.
So there's you can send it away, but there is a place too that they'll turn your t-shirts into a quilt. So you get to keep all of your t-shirts, but now it serves a functional
Yeah.
purpose. So I would offer to do it for you, but I don't know anything about quilting.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I
And I
can
don't
do
want to mess up
basic.
your
I
shirts.
say I could do basic sewing. Maybe I could figure
But
out. Maybe that's what I'll do when I retire. Become a
yeah,
old
figure
lady
out how to
quilter.
quilter. Yeah. It's not old lady. Come on, I crochet. That's not old lady. I just taught my sister.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Oh yeah, I want to learn to
Uh,
crochet.
and she actually was like, you know what, my grandma used to do this, and I should have learned from her when I had the opportunity.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I wish I would have learned from my grandparents where they left this
I know
world.
that's what I try to tell my children all the time when we go to my grandparents' house. And I'm like, those are your great grandparents.
Yeah.
Do you know how lucky you are to be able to even know and get to hang out with your great grandparents? Because
Mhm.
most people, they die.
Yeah.
Like most of mine died when I was like 6.
I can't remember when my great grandma. She lived quite a long time. She was the only one I had, like
Hmm.
on Lori's side of the family. But yeah, she was. I was at least. I was in my teens because I know we lived in Spencerville. I moved there when I was 13 because I remember we set up for Halloween. We had like a family get together, and me, my brothers, sisters, cousin, brother, sister, and cousins. We like set up like a haunted backyard and had the adults go through it. And one of my cousins had jumped out of the cornfield and like grabbed his mom. Well, his mom was attached to great grandma, and great grandma froze and fell, and we're like, oh, we thought we killed her. Like we thought she died. We had the ambulance come, and you remember those the caramel apple suckers? I think they still
Uh-huh.
have them.
Uh-huh.
She had hers, and my dad like I think he like kneeled down or something, and it got stuck on his pants. When she came to, because she passed out. When she came to, she's like, "Where'd my sucker go?" She was a feisty old woman. Like I loved her. She was awesome. But
Yeah.
yeah, most people don't get their great. A lot of people don't even have their grandparents anymore. You
Yeah.
know, like I don't have any. I don't have any of them anymore.
Yeah, this is my last set. So yeah, I don't think my husband has any left.
We're getting old,
But
man.
no, I know it's gross. And like I was thinking about that. We were sitting on the couch, we were watching Rocky, and he wanted to know we're watching that actor, the actors or whatever, and it's I was like, you're getting old and you're like, are they still alive?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What happens to me now is when people pass away, and I'm like, didn't they already die? Like, who was the one that just died? She was a talk show host.
Mm.
Barbara Walters? Is that her
Oh,
name?
maybe
I think she just died.
2020.
I think so. I'm pretty sure she's the one that just died. And I'm like, I thought she already died. Just like Hagrid from Harry Potter. When he passed away, I was like,
He died.
I thought Yes. I
That's
could
not
have.
funny.
No,
It's not funny.
it's not. But like, yeah, I could have sworn like he had already died. I was like, didn't he already die? Like, that's where I'm at now. Like with you know the world. Like, didn't they already die?
And then we were watching a show that has Sylvester Stallone in it, and I was like, man, he doesn't look very good.
He's old. He's old as
He's
fuck.
fucking 76.
Yeah.
And that's right. I retract my previous statement. He looks fucking amazing. I didn't realize he was that old.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, because my grandparents are like, I think my grandma's like 79 or something like that.
Mhm.
So I was like, all right, all right.
Yeah. We're definitely we're getting up there. Like,
But I was like, yeah, it's terrible. Like, you have to, ooh, are they still alive?
yeah. Like, I wonder what I go more the route of I wonder what they've been up to these days. So I like
No,
look them up. Like
dead.
oh they
Got
died.
it.
Oh they died. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. But it's
But
been, oh, I have an appointment with, Lori
I meant to text her when I got home.
on Monday. Super
Nice.
excited. Going over the third eye.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
really excited.
I cannot wait to hear about it.
I've been reading like a lot of stuff. Well, so everybody has gifts, magical powers. I
Mhm.
don't know what you want to
Sure.
call it. A lot of the books that I have, they call it magic. Um, but everybody has like an intuition, but some people have, well, everybody has something, but it's just a level of like, I guess, like anything, right? Like how good are you at it? And really, I don't know if it's necessarily how good are you at it. It's how much do you pay attention to it.
Yeah.
So I like read these things, about your numerology chart and your, astrology chart and, all these things. I just read things and uh a lot of it says like, that I have like these, like I have some type of psychic ability. And I don't know, that seems really fun to me and it just really intrigues me. Um so one of the books says that like if you, think that you might have this gift or want to know more about it or tune into it essentially, um obviously just like with anything like athleticism and things like that comes easier to others
Mhm.
than to some than to others. Um but it says that you basically have to like practice.
Yeah.
And so whenever I ask somebody a question, I that's kind of how I practice. So I'll be like, how old were you when that happened? And in my mind, I'll think of a number. And lately, I've been right on a lot of them. And I'm like, yes. Like
Nice.
this girl was talking about something at work. And she was like, yeah, I got to pay these people, but then we ran out of money. And I'm like, oh, dang, how many did you get through? In my mind, I was like, 10. And she was like, yeah, I got through 10. And I was like, yes.
Wow.
And then like but right now it always seems to be like numbers.
Mhm.
Um but it's cool.
So here's
So
my question.
when I'm working.
Are you psychic or are you one of those that can put thoughts in other people's heads?
So here's the other thing, right? So it's funny that you bring that up. Are you putting thoughts into my head?
Well, we've
It's
been
funny.
kind of doing that a lot today.
I know. So it's funny that you say that because I think that might be true too.
Mhm.
Because sometimes I will think something. Like the other day, I was sitting there. Sometimes I sit at the little breakfast bar thing when my husband's cooking dinner, and because he just likes to have company, so he doesn't feel like the live-in chef. And I
That's
don't know,
cute.
something happened. He was in a mood, and so it was putting me in a mood. He does that to me, and I think that might go back to that whole like empath thing.
Mhm.
But anyway, and so I was sitting there, and I was like, he moved something, and I was like, why didn't you just put that away? You put the rest of it away. So I was sitting there, and I was just looking at it. I'm like, you should put that away. You should put it away right now. I didn't say it out loud. I was just staring at the back of his head.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, he grabs the thing and he puts it away. And I was like, yes.
Oh my God.
But there have been these instances where, like stuff like that has been happening where
Mhm.
I'll think a thought and then somebody winds up saying it at the dinner table. And I'm like, I was just thinking
I really think that you are a very powerful being. Like, I know your empath levels have definitely I don't want to say improved, gotten I don't know, more in
honed
tune.
in on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more honed in on, because when we were talking today, as I'm angry, like I could sense, I was like, I was
Yeah.
feeling you, like you were getting angry. I was like, ooh, she's really picking up on this. Like, is she mad at me? Like, but I knew like you were just feeding off of me. So like you definitely honed in more on your empathicness. Empathy? Oh, empathy. You've really honed in on your empathy.
I love that we're making up words. Empathness?
Empathness. And
But I
then,
see the
but then
problem is I have
also,
to be careful though, because see, my problem right now is I'd hate to call it a problem. The thing that I'm learning to do right now is not, I absorb emotions. So, like you said, whatever you're feeling, I feel.
mhm,
And so I don't, that's not necessarily how it has to be.
right,
You know what I mean? So yes, sure, I feel it so that now I can relate to you or know what it is that you're, experiencing, but then like it shouldn't like change me. So like I
right,
know, like I said, I do it a lot with my husband, and I think a lot of that's just because we cohabit the same
right.
space. Um like, because when he's in a mood, I could have been in the best mood, driving home like rainbows and lollipops and whatever, and I'm gonna go home and do great things. And then I'll walk in the door and I'll have like a 30-second interaction with him, and he's either not feeling good or in a mood about something or whatever, and I'm immediately feeling not as great as I was before I walked in the
Right.
door. And not because like I'm like, "Oh, you." It's
Yeah,
just like I came in and I started to have a conversation, and then like your mood is like leaking into my bubble,
right.
and then
And
it changes the color of my bubble.
I think like, cuz I have the same problem, like I mean, we've experienced it before where you're like, "Man," I was kind of like, like, we were like kind
Yeah.
of feeding off. I think what we need to work on is finding a way to like receive it but not hang on to it.
Well, acknowledge that it's not yours.
Yeah.
And what do they call it? Discern. And like
Sure.
that's what I've been doing is figuring out like, "Hey, wait a second. 5 minutes ago, I was on top of the world and having like a really great, just in a great mood.
And then
Why
Jen
now
called
all of
me and
us?
was bitching at me and I'm super angry.
No, no, our call ended on a good
It did. I was just messing
thing.
with you.
Um, but and acknowledge that, oh, okay, that's not me. That's not my stuff. That's your stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just cut you off, and I'm just gonna not cut you off, but like you said, kind of shield myself from
Mhm.
letting that, impact me like that. So that's something like I'm kind of working on, and I we talked about it a little bit earlier, just being more intentional about the things that you do, uh, making sure to, as they say, stop and smell the roses, but like look around you, look up. You'd be surprised the
Yeah.
things that you miss when you don't look up.
Yeah. I notice
Um,
something new every day on my way to work.
yeah,
And
that's
I've been
awesome.
driving that same route for almost
Hmm.
2 years.
Hmm.
Like I don't even know what this shopping complex was, but I was like, "What is that new?" It's not new. It doesn't look new at all, but it's been there the whole time, but I was like, I've never noticed it before. I'm telling
You're
you, every
like,
single day, notice something new. It's
that's
crazy.
amazing.
And it's crazy like as you were talking about like, being more intentional, I just realized like our conversation went full circle because what you were telling me earlier about, the towel and the bath and all
Hmm.
that stuff, and we're talking about cleaning and just like today's like definitely a cleansing type of mood.
Interesting.
Cleansing other people's emotions off of you, cleansing your space around you, cleansing your head and being intentional with like that's crazy.
It's a theme.
Yeah, it is a theme. I'm telling you, we're vibing on the same level for sure.
I love it.
Yeah. Especially because
But
you've been in my head, like that conversation that was fucking driving me not driving me nuts, but I was like, oh my god, like this is what I was thinking about earlier. Did you put those thoughts in my head?
Or did you put your thoughts in my, or maybe I was reading your mind.
Maybe. Or maybe maybe we could talk telepathically.
I'm telling you, I feel like I'm close.
Yeah.
And it's going to scare the shit out of me one day. And I'm like, Jen?
Let's see. What number am I thinking of right now?
Oh, now you put me on
Oh,
the
wait,
spot.
hold on. I'll give you a second while I write it down so that way people don't think that we're like cheating. What happened to my little notebook? That pencil's not working.
So the first thing that popped in my head was 7. Yeah, see, you put me.
Sorry, it was 4. I don't know.
Oh,
It was 4. I was actually initially thinking 444.
First thing that popped in my head.
I was initially thinking 444 because like that's the number I've been seeing a lot. Like every time I see it, it's Huron saying hello to me. But I was like 444 is gonna be too hard, so let me just break it down to 4.
I'll get there.
Yeah,
That would have been super dope if I got it though.
yeah, it would have been pretty dope.
I wasn't honed in. Maybe that's what my headache is
Yeah.
about. Been
Oh.
using too much of my brain today.
Oh no, you need to give your brain a rest.
But yeah, so that's just, I mean, and I listen, I'm not sitting here every waking minute like
Yeah.
make me psychic, make me a mind, like I'm just not. But like I think it's more things that are happening as a result of other things that I'm doing.
Mhm. And I think
Like,
that's a very important lesson because that's applied to a lot of like what we talk about is it's not something that you have to do every waking fucking second on this
yeah,
on your spiritual journey because heaven knows there's days that I don't do shit. Like I don't think anything. I'm just like video games, food, bathroom, video games. You know what I mean? Like I don't really think
yep,
anything. So just as long as you're putting in a little bit of the work, you know, your subconscious is doing the work. Like once you get to a certain point, your subconscious is continuously doing that.
yeah,
That's what I believe.
yep. No, it's
And that's
100%.
actually come out like in I guess physical form like back in July because I'd been doing all this work, you know, it's like inner child work. And I didn't even realize because all of July I didn't feel like I did anything because I stayed at home and just played video games. And then when I had a session with Hadley, she's like, "That was your inner child because you've been putting in the work." I'm like, "I haven't been doing anything," but then I realized subconsciously I have, and
Hmm.
my inner child was like, "Strawberry milk and candy and video games, yay!" Like that's what I fucking did. It was great.
Yeah. And you'll go through like these little waves of stuff, or like today, I was home by myself. And all I did was get in the shower because I needed to bathe. I went to the gym and it had been like 3 hours since I got home. I needed a shower. And before y'all judge me, because this is a judge free zone,
Yeah.
I was busy doing other things. And so now I had finally stopped doing the other things. Anyway, I got in the shower. And while I was taking a shower, I was like, I feel like taking a bath. And of course, first part of me was like, we don't have time for baths. We've got to clean and you need to make more productive time, use of your time. You're trying to do a demo on a room. You should be doing this and that. And I was like, but I'm going to take a bath. And I did. And I sat in it for 20 minutes. And I took 20 minutes for myself. And in that 20 minutes, I will say that is probably the first time that I didn't sit there and be like in the back of my head going, you should be doing something else. You should be doing something else. You should be doing something else. You don't have time for this. I was literally like, something just was like, take a bath. So I did. I got my Epsom salts out. I lit the candle. I turned on a guided meditation and I laid in the bath and it was great. And that is what's funny about that is I was just reading a book about self-care
Mm-hmm.
and uh the kind of ways we kind of fuck that up, um, where we feel like we need to go buy ourselves something or go out for a mani pedi when really all it is to just take time out for yourself and to just sit. And that's what I was saying when we were talking about your trip earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're gonna find that, yeah, maybe the first like day you'll be like, oh fuck, I'm bored. but I think you're gonna be in a different mindset when you get out there.
Yeah.
And you're gonna find that you're gonna just wind up sitting there not thinking about anything. And that in itself is meditation, you know, not really thinking about anything particularly. Or maybe you're thinking about one thing, you're asking a question to the universe or whatever it is, but your mind will be free from all these other distractions to be able to like actually hear it, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be really cool.
It's gonna be great. I can't wait. My the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to is getting out probably more New Mexico, Arizona area where, you
Mhm.
know, the desert, and sitting and seeing all the stars. That's I like I because I love looking at the night sky, and like I'm
Me
always in
too.
places where I really can't see
Yep.
it as well. But yeah, I think like it's going to be one of those experiences that I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna move here. Like
It is awe-inspiring to see an unlight polluted sky.
yeah,
I was hoping that we would be able to see more here, but it's still too close to population.
lame.
Yep. So you'll have to like, I wish I could be a fly on the wall.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely gonna take lots of pictures. I was thinking about getting like a telescope that I can put my phone on so I can like
Mm,
I don't know if I'm gonna spend money on that though, because like after this trip, what am I really gonna do with it? Like,
yeah.
you know. So
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna end up saving my money there, but I'm gonna try to take pictures, maybe figure out how I can take pictures of the stars from my phone, because I know there's like certain settings you can do to where you can still capture it.
Oh,
Um, and then I haven't really been on social media, so I think that I'm gonna go back on social media and kind of like document my journey, you know, when I have service.
or you save it all and you create like
Yeah.
a video
Yeah. That too.
compilation of stuff.
It's gonna be great, and
It's going to be
I
really
think
cool.
Sheldon's gonna have a really good time.
I
I,
think the two of you are going to get some really good bonding time out of it.
yeah,
So I'm really excited for you. I can't even tell you. I can feel your excitement.
yeah. I'm super.
Like I'm as excited as if I were going.
Hell yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Having
Yeah.
campfire foods, like,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna stop at like regular restaurants because you know I'm probably gonna get fat. Not really, because I'm gonna be hiking a lot, but I'm gonna eat a lot of foods. So
But
it's
it's
gonna be
good.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be this like worry free, go where the wind blows, do whatever you feel or whatever your urge to do. And like, it's going to be fucking awesome.
yeah,
It's
yep.
going to be amazing. Best road trip ever.
Fuck yeah. And I was thinking that I'm probably going to do it again when I'm officially retired, but I think by then if I don't buy like a small like Winnebago, cuz that shit's expensive. Like I was
Hmm.
looking at them, they're fucking expensive. What I was thinking was I could go find like an older van and flip it throughout the summer and then
Yeah.
like have like a camper van and van life living.
My friend had one when I was a kid. I actually had 2 friends that had them. I think it was Dodge that made them like that,
Mhm.
but the middle seat, folded into a bed,
Mhm.
and then in the back, there was a small sink, with, like, a tiny counter, and, there was a TV in it.
Oh cool.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, like, the '90s, so,
Yeah.
expectation
I mean, I
management, but
I I didn't know that they made vans like that. I
Mhm.
guess maybe I didn't think about it because the van that we had, it used to be my grandpa's van. He worked for it was a Ford. I'm pretty sure it was a Ford. Because that's who he worked for. But it was one of those big vans that you know you got little curtains that cover the windows, and
Mhm.
then the very
Mhm.
back seat was the bench seat, but it also laid flat if I remember correctly. And then you have the two, like I guess captain's chairs. I think
Mhm.
that's what you call them. You know those there. So I was thinking like if I got something like that, or even like the TMP vans that we fucking get,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
pull the seats.
15 pack?
Yeah, pull them seats out of there, get rid of the seats, and then you know I could insulate it. I can put like a little counter, get a little a hot plate. I don't think I really need a. I have my little
It's all
basin.
sorts of stuff that you could do for
Yeah,
sure. Yep.
it's gonna
Or
be great.
find you a school bus.
I don't know if I want to drive something that big. That's what scares me about RVs. Like I don't know if I really want something that big because I had a really hard time driving the truck and dog trailer when I was a dog handler, so I don't know if I would be able to handle a school bus.
Practice.
Maybe. We'll see. I think they actually had a school bus. Because I mean, my grandma and grandpa had 8 fucking kids. And
I
I think
almost said I know somebody who's getting rid of one, but I forgot he bought the drivable one and he's selling the pull behind camper. But no, I think that would be super dope. And if you have something that's small, like a van, or you know what else you could do? Because you could probably get them at an auction somewhere. Is you get like the Assessa vans or whatever you want to call those. They're like the little short buses. Or they're like a bigger van type bus combination things that they pick up like handicapped people in. Sometimes you can get like those, so it drives like a van, like a small, it's about the size of like a small U-Haul truck. But you could do something like that. But anyway, if you had something like a van or a small thing like that, it's easier to park at your house.
Yeah.
Like, if you just want to use it for recreation and not your permanent home.
Right.
You're not creating like a second driveway or having to park it in your yard or rent a space or whatever. So, and like you said, if you stop at Walmart or a restaurant, like you can just park it in a normal parking spot.
Right.
Like you don't have to go find like a trailer lot somewhere.
Yeah.
So ease of use might be
that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, with it just being me and Sheldon, like we don't need that much space. Like, I mean, we're going to be living out of my SUV for the next couple months.
Yeah.
So, well, at least a month and a half. We'll see. Just kind of where the wind blows. I don't know. A lot of changes have been going on, so I don't know what's happening. I'm just going with the flow and hoping that I get my orders in time and I can set up for them to either come get my stuff the end of before the beginning of February or the end of March. Like, I don't want to do it in between because then that's really going to ruin my plans. Because then I'm going to feel like I'm rushing through.
Yeah.
I really
gotta hurry up and get back. And
yeah, I really want to take the 2 months of just doing what I want and then go from there.
Yeah. See, you're going to come back all psychic and mind ready and
yeah,
telepathic.
We'll see. I mean, I got the 2 books that I'm going to do, the 2369 books. Well, the one's going to be here Saturday. So you'll
have to let me know what you think.
Yeah, I will for sure. I mean, we're obviously going to be still doing the show given that I have service. So hopefully, you guys, we'll probably do it live. I don't remember if we said that on the last episode or not, but we're probably going to start doing live episodes, especially while I'm out. We just got to figure out not logistics.
Yeah, it's kind of logistic.
Kind of, yeah.
But the techie part of it.
The techie part of it.
How to get it up on the internet.
Yeah.
But yeah, or I guess really more like on the replay part of it.
Yeah, I think I will have to ask Bill, but I'm almost certain that after you go live, it automatically uploads. So the trick, I think where the challenge for us is going to be is, can we download it and put it in Anchor? Which I do apologize to everyone that listens on Spotify because I just realized that I didn't put last week's episode and the week before until today. Yeah, I know. I'm fired. So my bad. I'm so sorry, but you guys got a 2 for today. So, today for us. Whenever you listen to this, you got a 2 for before. I don't know. I'm not making sense anymore.
Yeah, so that's kind of like, I guess, my updates. Work is boring. No one cares about work.
No one cares about work. Especially me. I really don't care about work.
I bet.
It's gotten
See, my problem is I feel like everybody around me is retiring.
Yeah.
Or is retired. And so it makes it really hard.
Yeah, but you are still on that journey to figure out what it is that you want to do, because you're not going to do this forever,
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Figure out what your true calling is. And I don't know, my true calling, I really think, is working with dogs, but who 100%. Knows? After this, it might be different. I might end up being some shaman somewhere out in the fucking Southwest with my little stick and let's go.
Oh, what's that place? Sedona?
Sedona?
Yeah, I think it's in either Arizona or Nevada,
I
but
have
I
no
think
idea.
it's in Arizona. Anyway, Google it. It's worth a Google. But it's supposed to be like a real spiritual place. There's a lot of people out there with crystals and
I should look into that because I'm
yeah,
headed that direction. I
yeah.
mean, I have like an itinerary, but obviously, like nothing's gonna be set in stone. How do you spell it?
Sedeno. I don't know. Fucking let me. I don't spell out loud very well.
Sedona? Oh, Sedona.
There you go. Yeah, it is Sedona.
The picture that just popped
Oh,
up.
right.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Where
It's
is
near
it?
Flagstaff.
Oh, I'm going right by there. Okay, so I need to change my itinerary to Sedona instead of what I have right now. Are you good?
There. Yeah. See, and one of the things that comes up on Visit Sedona is spiritual and wellness.
Oh, I
Uh,
need to look into that. That
yep.
might be one because I am planning on checking into a hotel at least once a week, mainly because like to have a normal shower, normal
Yeah.
bed, and then if there's like I'm gonna try to plan it to where it's something around something I want to do that I can't necessarily take Sheldon with me.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can take him
But
on like some spiritual.
come to Mother Nature's Red Rock temples to experience their life transforming, soul nourishing work in person.
Text me that link, please. I'm gonna be changing some plans this weekend.
See, I'm so glad we get to talk to each other like this.
I am too. Like I
Hey,
really do look forward
stop
to
being.
this.
Oh, here we go. If I could learn how to work my phone here.
Fucking technology.
But yeah, so it could be something that you do on your own, but there's also like a ton of stuff there
Yeah.
for massage places, retreats and stuff like that. But I think they have oh, look at that. Sedona offers many wonderful guides into the invisible realms of heart, mind, and soul.
Oh yeah.
But I know sometimes they have like I don't want to call it a festival, but like a place where people gather to sell their stuff. And
So
it's like,
like a market.
yeah, there you go. There's the word I was looking for.
Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out. Hopefully, they have some
Find out. You'll
pet
have to
friendly
let me
stuff,
know what is a vortex and how it can help you.
like a tornado.
I don't know. It just says find out what a vortex is and how it can help you.
I will definitely look into that tomorrow
Yeah.
or sometime this weekend. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna make
Before you
some.
go.
Yeah, I'm gonna make some adjustments to my
But I wanted
plan.
to go there, but we didn't have enough time.
Maybe one day.
It's out of the way. Well, we have family who lives in Arizona, so
Hmm.
I'm sure one day we'll get out there.
Maybe one day we can go on a retreat together and then we can do a podcast live or not well yeah live like togetherness and be like this is where we are
What?
zen yeah
That would be super dope. I love that
I do
idea.
kind of get a little sketched out when it comes to like retreats so we have to make sure we find the right one because I'm not trying to get like Kool-Aid
Colted in.
yeah yeah definitely not trying to do that but yeah I think that would be something cool to do sometime in the future
That would be.
yeah
Or even if we just went on our own retreat.
yeah
We don't necessarily need like
a
an official
guided
retreat.
yeah
Yeah.
I'm sure there's lots of cool stuff that we could do.
Yeah.
We'll have to chat about that sometime
Yeah.
later. But
Something
well,
tells me at the end of these orders I'm gonna have a bunch of leave that I'm gonna have to like
sounds
use
fucking
up or
great.
something.
Not like I'm gonna have to put in leave anymore. Because that's the other thing. Like that's part of the reason why I'm like I should just fucking get rid of everything, live out of a van, and just live off my pension because I could do that. Like I would have enough. I wouldn't have to. I wouldn't have any bills. Well, I mean, I until I get like
Listen,
my car paid off.
so
But
many people are freaking doing that.
yeah,
And not like so many people like, oh, that's so many people are doing that, but like it goes back to what we were talking about before about finding that fine line between convenience and not paying stupid amounts of money, right? So you could go buy like a what's but some people do is they buy like the $200,000 camper,
mm-hmm.
right? And then they pay their $25 lot fee at an RV park and they just live at an RV park
Yeah. I mean, I've thought about that too.
in a
And then
bougie ass like thing. They have a home base, but you're
Yeah.
not paying property tax.
Yeah.
And depending on where you buy and register your RV, like here in Kansas, you have to pay personal property tax on your
So,
vehicles. I know. But in some states you don't. So you
mhm.
just find one of those states that don't do that. And that's where you register your car. And
Yeah.
anyway, there's a bunch of cool. I've told my friend that, my friend who retired from the military, she's always traveling around to like visit people or do stuff. And I was like, girl, I don't even know why you have a home.
Yeah.
Put your home on wheels, and then you never have to pack another suitcase.
Yeah. I really want to do that. I just, like I said, I'm really scared to drive something like an RV.
Well, again, maybe don't do something that big.
Yeah, but I feel like at some
If you were
point,
going to live in it all the time.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna want something like
Yeah.
normal-ish, I guess.
So like those big RVs, that's different than driving like a school bus. My dad drove one back from Oregon,
Mhm.
and he's even like, the guy who drives like everything and doesn't care. He was even like, yeah, he did some studying and about taping the mirrors so you get like your what do you want to call that? Perception, I guess, but like so that when something gets to this part in your mirror, how far you really are away from it, or
Mhm.
like how to turn it around a corner. But you're a smart girl, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You'll hit a couple of signs and take out
Yeah.
a car like
As
once or
long as I like,
twice.
if I can just drive straight, and then same thing if I go to a RV park and I could just pull in, I'll be fine. It's mainly the backing up, like the going forward, making turns. I don't think are gonna be that unless I'm in like a smaller town with small streets. Then I'd probably be stressed out. But
So don't drive there.
yeah, I just stay out of those. But if I can go just in the open road, like I think I'd be fine. It's the backing up part. I think that worries me.
The
Especially
worst.
especially if I'm going to tow my car.
Yeah, I would maybe look at one that has one of those little like garages
Yeah,
and
but
just get yourself like a smart car.
if I got rid of my car, then I wouldn't buy another one. I would just have my motorcycle and put it in, because I have looked at those RVs that have like the toy garage.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I need to sell my car. But then then I got to get that backpack for Sheldon.
Or you get one of those little carts.
You don't really put sidecars on sports bikes.
Get a different bike. Just saying.
Oh my god. I don't have that kind of money to be buying all this stuff. But then again, if I
that's a
sell my
limiting belief. Just manifest it.
yeah,
It'll be fine.
manifest it. Like, oh my god, I won $1 million. Yay.
Listen, no, you just never know what you might come across.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we'll see. That's one thing I love about myself is I do
Because hold on, not to cut you off. I'm sorry. One thing you love about yourself. Finish your thought.
that I am the type person, I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants. Like, yes, there are certain things that I have to plan out because, like we talked about, like I have to plan when I'm fucking leaving this house and clearing out all that stuff. But for the most part, like I'm a very like fly by the seat of my pants. Like I could wake up, first day of retirement and somebody be like, "Hey, I'm in Georgia. We come meet up." Okay. Fuck it. Why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
but just hear me out, right?
okay.
For the amount of money that you would spend on a mortgage and taxes and shit that goes wrong with it and whatever, I am sure you could buy yourself a bike with sidecar.
But then would Sheldon stay in it?
Of course he would. You seatbelt him in there. You
Yeah.
train him. You're a dog trainer. Train your freaking dog, yo.
He's really stubborn. Oh my god. I don't know if you can.
The hyena.
No,
Oh, look at that little tail.
Oh, you gonna bring me your penguin? No? Okay.
He's so funny though.
He's something else. But all right, buddy. Well,
Yep.
I think it's that time.
It
So,
is.
everybody, make sure you go check out our socials. The best way to get to them is go to our link tree. That's tagged only on Instagram because we can't do it on TikTok yet because I think you have to have like 1,000 followers before you can do that. So we need more followers on that before we can do that. But anyways, go check out the link tree. We're on Instagram, Spotify, TikTok. You can email us directly. The YouTube where you are watching us or you're listening to us on Spotify, whichever. Either way, we appreciate you guys' support, and I hope you guys have a great holiday weekend.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Bye.
Bye, friends.
Dip, doo, dip, doo, doo, doo.